Twitter freaks crash out after Japanese author rejects Western agendas involving her own character.
So there's always been this intensifying narrative over the past couple of years where a lot of people on places like Twitter or Blue Sky are trying to not only create their own headcanons of characters from anime, video games, what have you, but they also want to make it so their own headcanon is the truth.
Where their headcanon is canon. And now, mind you, this has been a thing for ages. This has been a thing for the longest time. It's just only gotten like there's people out there that have always made their headcanon about characters and whatnot, the way they see the franchise, they want to see the franchise. You saw this in the 90s, 2000s, whether it be with comics or anime. But it was never this agenda-driven bullshit slop. Like, oh, well, did you know this character is gay with absolutely no information to back that up whatsoever? That's a recent development within the last 10 to 15 years.
I'll be honest with you though. I think Jake Monroe, like on Twitter, really nailed it. I even posted this one on my ex, which is like you can't argue with people who are effectively acting like children, and they are absolutely doing that. It's a case of no, you are, or I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, they don't get their way. They throw an absolute bitch fit.
They're going to say, if you disagree with my headcanon, you are wrong and you're all kinds of bad things. In fact, it's gotten so bad, we've had situations where people create headcanons about a character and tell the creator of the character they're wrong about their own creation. And that's exactly what we're going to see once again in today's video. So we have this series called Gachiakuta and its author Kei Urana. Okay. And recently we had this post that's causing a lot of controversy where in quotes we see they're saying things like Tamsi is transgender. I don't think that's the case at all, referring to a character from the series.
Now, again, full disclosure, I've not seen Gachiakuta. I've got a lot of anime on my plate. Cindy, you and I are watching anime. We got Frieren, that just dropped. There's the sentence to be a hero. Kaya-chan isn't scary. Or like there's plenty of anime. Gachiakuta is not one that I've indulged in, but you've seen a couple episodes. Are you familiar with the character? Do they show up in like the first couple of episodes?
No. I think where I stopped is when they introduced the redheaded scissor girl. She's got a giant pair of scissors.
So for anyone in the chat that has seen Gachiakuta, was there ever any indication whatsoever this character might be trans? Because I don't even get where people be pulling this from. I see an image like the character on the right, and it looks like a fucking chick. Like there's no. Usually anime will signify visually if a character's a tranny. I don't see that out of this.
I did look it up because I was like, okay, either that is a woman or a man with very long hair. And it turns out it is a man with very long hair. And that is the only indicator that it would, that they're going off of that this could potentially be trans.
Gotcha. And we've got several people in the chat saying, nope, no, nope. So for those of you guys that watch the anime, you got no trans vibes whatsoever, thankfully.
Now, of course, a lot of people are celebrating a creator telling people, hey, I know what my own character is, okay? Stop forcing your headcanons. You can have your own personal headcanon, but stop going out there and telling the creator of the character what they should think. And we're seeing moments like this, people saying they're about to start pulling this, and people referring to Oda, and people saying, don't take him as a source. What the...
Wait. People literally were claiming not to take Eiichiro Oda as the source when he's the one that fucking made One Piece. How have I never heard this?
I haven't even heard that. That is wild. That's an interesting approach. It's like, let's deny reality and force my headcanon upon everyone.
It's crazy to me. It's like, all right, you don't like, what the maybe because anime takes liberties at times. I don't like it, but anime takes liberties at times. So if someone's like, oh, well, this is canon that happened in the anime, you got to ask, like, well, is it filler? Did it happen in the manga? Like, Dragon Ball is famous for that, right? But if the source came from Oda, then that would shut the fuck up. Oda's the creator. He probably fucking knows. And I always default to, if the creator says XYZ, then it's XYZ. Unless there's, like, it's got to be something pretty massive to prove that wrong.
Well, no, this is the next logical step in the wokies movement, right? It's you have to change your language to fit my wants and needs. You have to say things and do things that fit my wants and needs. Well, now you have to change your entire life to fit my fan canon.
Well, and Gachiakuta here says it was about Yamato in One Piece. And yeah, Yamato is a character that is famously female, refers to herself as a he in regards to she is taking on the persona of a male character that she idolizes. So she takes his name, his gender, the whole nine. But she knows she's a girl. She's not trans or anything. And even Oda is like, yes, this is a female character. Oda put her on a splash page with all the other female characters.
Is she using ore or boku?
I don't know about none of that gay shit. What I know is that obviously I'm joking when I say gay shit. Fucking, but
I'm asking like how she talks to herself, like refers to herself. Like, is she saying man or is she saying boy? Which is, I guess, like a tomboy would be boku.
That's irrelevant. She's referring to, so her whole thing is that she idolizes a hero from the past, a male hero from the past. She refers to herself as him, as that hero, takes on his name, his gender, the whole nine, because she wants to be him. She doesn't want to be a boy. She wants to be the embodiment of this hero from the past she idolizes.
Nah. Okay.
So she's not, and Oda has said as such, she's not trans. But anyway.
The whole Yamato debate, right? He said this character is female. People said, no, this character's trans. And you, Oda, legendary mangaka, you are wrong about your own character and your own opinion of it. But that's exactly what we got again today. People trying their best to tell the creator of Gachiakuta she's acting like she's the author and knows stuff.
And this, my friends, is how you spot a fucking tourist.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you realize how easy it could have been before posting such dumbassery to the internet? A quick fucking Google search. It's like, this says the name. Gachiakuta author, Kei Urana. She's acting like she's the author. Well, it says author here. And if you're not sure about the validity of anime TV, do a quick Google search. Who's the author of Gachiakuta? That fucking simple.
Yeah.
You know, these days I would hope this is a troll. I don't know. But that's just the way things...
Here's the thing. I doubt it's a troll.
No, it's not.
Do you doubt it's a troll as well?
No, it's definitely not. These people are too unhinged for this to be a troll.
What gives it away for you that it's not a troll?
The fact that they're all dogpiling on it and then being absolutely insistent.
No, just this individual in particular. What gives you the inclination?
Oh, that would be the flags.
Bingo, bango, bongo, the fucking flags. If I see you got a pride flag or a trans flag or whatever, you got the watermelon flag, even an Israel flag. Honestly, you don't see too many of those. If I see one of these, let alone all of them, I'm just going to assume that you're retarded. You're not trolling, that you are retarded.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Are. In fact, people were trying really hard in the proposed notes, which is a gold mine, a hidden gold mine in many cases, because, yeah, you're seeing kind of the thought process. This is not live yet, but you see how hard people are trying to defend the situation or defend their own agenda. And this person wrote all of this evidence to say this whole thread is out of context. And then they provide the context that just lines up with what the post was summarizing. So what was the context? So the creator of this series is on Twitter, and you can see they're Japanese, yes. But someone created a impersonation of her account saying that character is trans and no one will believe you, ha, ha, ha. So they're trying to impersonate the creator with the screenshot. This is not what the creator said, but the creator would respond saying close, but not quite. I don't use the poop emoji after laughing, making a joke response to this impersonation. Now, unfortunately, people took this as confirmation that this character is trans, and they're running with it in the comment section. But eventually, she would respond saying, they're saying stuff like, Tammuz is transgender, but I don't think that's the case. So now they're saying, no, that's not the case, and as we'll find out, it was a joke, right? A joke response to someone impersonating them. And they'll
She
go further
wasn't
saying, don't
taking them
impersonate me, you hear?
Exactly. Wasn't taking any of this seriously. Like that's the whole point behind the joke is not to take it seriously because that's what a fucking joke is. But you've got these folk that are tourists that need everything to be about them and their identity, and they have to see XYZ, character in themselves, and they can't do that unless the character's trans. Like it's wild to me, right? As well, because I grew up watching Star Wars. I think we all did. Star Wars is a pretty that's one of those very first. I would imagine for most people in the West, Star Wars is one of the very first IPs you're introduced to, right? Because it at the time, it was inescapable. It was massive, and it was good. And when I was watching Star Wars as a kid, I didn't dislike Leia because she was a girl or whatnot. Thought Leia was fucking awesome. There's qualities in Leia that I would absolutely hope I have in myself because of it's the inside of the character, their morals, their values, the way they carry themselves, the way they handle situations. I at no point need a character to visually or physically be like me in any way, shape, or form to acknowledge whether or not I can identify with them as a fucking character.
I agree. And you shouldn't go, okay, I want that person to be me or me to be that person. You do look at just the qualities and be like, I really admire that about this person. I would like to adopt that kind of mentality. These people just are fucking mind-boggling. Like we really do need to bring asylums back.
Yesterday, but they can't be state ran. Because state fucks up everything. Speaking of, we got libertarian goth up in this bitch, and breaking away from the story that we're covering at the moment to let y'all know if you're on X and you don't follow this account, frankly, you're worthless and don't deserve life or human rights. So make sure you follow libertarian goth because it's arguably the best political account on the platform. But let's continue.
Watch out for fake screenshots. Also, people are saying it's the real Euro because it's got the poop emoji attached. Identifying by poop is slowly catching on. I'll let it slide this time because I thought it was a bit funny.
Well, yeah,
now,
when you stare at shit all day long, you'd be able to identify shit.
And frankly, with a lot of the modern day anime fans and all they watch is shit, they do stare at shit all day long. Because remember, guys, there's Demon Slayer fans out there.
Oh, fuck you.
Video here. People were very, very upset in the quotes. I think there's a great dichotomy on this where you look at the replies who are saying good on you for correcting the record and not allowing people to run with their headcanon. Then a lot of the quotes are angry that they did this, and they're angry about their series now being infested with all these awful, terrible people. And you can see examples. F, it was a joke. Now effing transphobes and lolly conservatives are misgendering them and trying to say fight back against woke. This is the worst.
Imagine being so lost in your own fucked up echo chamber that you're upset that conservatives are watching anime. Like, again, I've not seen Gachiakuta, right? I've not seen it. But you want to know what I have been watching? I've been watching again, Cindy and I both seen it. Sentence to be a Hero. And while it's only got 2 episodes in, I can tell you where the plot seems like it's going is there is some sort of fucked up political conspiracy from the corrupt church in the anime, right? You're gonna have like wokies and whatnot call this this is a leftist anime because the church are the bad guys, because the government's the bad guys. Like, actually, to be fair, there's a lot of conservatives out there and a lot of libertarians out there and a lot of people that aren't in this fucking leftist mind virus chamber that absolutely know that the state is always the bad guy, or that there is corruption within multiple church organizations, and that's a real fucking thing. Having that be in your story, just by the way, not necessarily even an allegory, just using it as a template for what your story is based on, is completely normal because it's a real fucking thing, drawing from real events. That doesn't mean it's got an inherent political fucking side to it.
That's why they have a saying: power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
I don't really know how any of these things were relevant, but they're trying. They're putting as many buzzwords in as possible. Here's another one saying, all of the people celebrating in the replies don't know the series is super ultra mega woke. Oh my goodness. I don't really understand why.
Shut the fuck up. I'm
going to show you guys how. Go for it.
I watched 3 episodes. At what point was it super ultra mega woke? The fact that you had people who were living in the slums?
Well, no, I'll explain how it's woke. Let me find it right here. I've got some screenshots pulled up as to why. Is it this one right here? Damn, where is it? Okay, so it's me take a look and see if it's any of these. All right, so we'll get to the non-binary stuff in a bit because there's some non-binary evidence or lack of evidence. I mean, there's a controversy. People better not use this as evidence. The manga is not woke. This is just a misunderstanding. So you got this, fucking retard here saying it's woke. First you said the character trans, and then she said otherwise. Called her non-binary. She said otherwise. Can you fucking shut the fuck up? No one want you if you be a, I think it's supposed to be bitch. Go see real woke manga, not for other manga with your trash things. This is poorly written and broken. I did not call him trans. I call Gachiakuta, but also Gachiakuta is woke, and here's why. Simiu is canonically into women, so it's supposedly he's got a lesbian relationship. There are good depictions of black people. What else do you want? That's what woke means to them. There are good depictions of black people.
Okay, look, just because someone is also gay does not make them woke. I have met and seen with my own eyes gay people who are based as fuck. Okay, this just is there an overwhelming majority of gay people who are into this woke bullshit? Absolutely, but does not mean that they are not, that they're all that way.
But then saying that the character being gay, and I'm assuming based off context, since I haven't seen Gachiakuta, the character being gay means it's woke. Or again, the part that blows my mind, there are good depictions of black people. In what fucking world does good depictions of black people make something, mind you, by the way, oftentimes what makes things woke, like with Starfleet Academy, for example, the depictions of black people are bad because they're not based on merit. They're based on skin color. You got this job or you got this position or this character is, perfect or whatever because they're black with no other, meritocracy based quality to it whatsoever. But these people don't know the definition of their own word because let's be charitable. Let's be charitable for a moment and use woke as if it were a fucking good thing, being aware of societal injustices and whatnot. Even that definition of woke, the positive one, doesn't mean like good depictions of black people. It's fucking bananas.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like you were talking about people who have zero self-awareness as well. So you can't expect them to understand the definition of words that describe them because they can't recognize that there are actual words that mean, hey, this is bad.
I can't even argue. We're just going to keep fucking going.
The actual series itself and its content really matters that much. Okay, it can be mega woke. That's not why people are cheering this on. They're cheering it on because someone actually said, no, your headcanon's not real. And you're not going to force that opinion onto me, the character's creator. That's why people are saying something positive about this. They're not saying, wow, this is the goated series. I'm going to go watch this right now. I'm going to go read the manga right now. No, I don't think that's really what's going on here, but people are trying to pretend like that's what's going on here, saying comments being transphobic when the author themselves goes by they, them, and woke as F.
Now, here's my favorite part. Here's where I really want to get into this. Because, you got this character that people are calling trans. The other comes out and says isn't trans. All right, fair enough. That's gay. That's dumb. We can knock that shit down. But this is the narrative that blew my mind. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where these tourists, where these loser-ass wannabe anime tourists that want to usurp the medium for their own political ends came up with the idea that the mangaka is some sort of non-binary pronoun freak.
It makes sense, actually.
A lot of comments like what we just saw, not about just the character, but the author themselves. Okay, this person says, these guys celebrating don't know Kei Urana themselves is non-binary in the series.
Oh, fuck you.
What the series is itself is not really relevant to the discussion, but this would get 36,000 likes. 36,000 people just took this claim about the author's identity as a fact.
I love community notes that are just blunt to the point to a comical level. She's non-binary, use they them pronouns. No, she's not. I find that because even more scathing. Go for it.
No, because you can't elaborate with these people. You cannot. It has to be straightforward, 3 words or less.
And that's what makes them seethe even more. Because if you give these long textbook explanations and definitions, you're just gonna get the classic like, nah, I ain't reading all that. Sorry that happened, or happy for you. One of those classic meme responses. You can't ignore 3 blunt to the point words. Like, no, you're not. This is again, community notes can be a fucking art form.
Yep.
And you can see the note. Thank goodness for the note system. It simply says, no, she's not, with this screenshot from a recent Instagram post translated from Japanese to English saying, internet, Urana is non-binary. Me, really?
Perfection. Again,
she's my hero.
Yeah, dude, this is her own fucking Instagram. She's like, the internet's calling me non-binary. Shit, I didn't know that. Like,
this is really why the LGB dropped the T.
Well, absolutely. Like the T shouldn't. The T is doing anything and everything they can to set the LGB back fucking 60 years. I find it funny personally because the T's are the most annoying of all of them. But
yeah, no, it is, and I feel like it's gonna fall under the heading where even the. Okay, you know how women are now going, we should possibly consider repealing the 19th. You're going to have the same thing happen with gay people.
What, saying that like gay people can't vote?
No, being like, I really do have to wonder how much rights like gay people have to have, or especially trans people. Like, I don't know. They're a little less than human at this point.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And mind you, I know plenty of females. I know plenty of women, like actual real women that advocate, that strongly agree with repealing the 19th. Our girl, Haruha Murata, is staunchly pro. In fact, she is pro repealing both the 19th and 14th, which is even more based.
I don't know. What
basically saying, you're telling me how I identify. Like, this is news to me, is basically what they're saying. And this is the pretty twisted part, okay? It's bad enough when you're telling a creator, an author, what the identity of their own characters are. It's even more deranged when you start telling the author what their gender identity is. That's when you're getting into crazy territory, even crazier territory. Like, this is not a fictional character. This is a real person. Like, can we just sit here for a second and understand how deranged that is? To tell someone how they should identify. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff. And this would continue. People saying, guys, K is non-binary. They are not transphobic. They just saying Tamsi isn't trans. This is not a Yamato situation. You freaks, get your weird cis ideals away from our manga.
Cindy, I'm gonna need you to let me know. What's a cis ideal?
I
get it's ideal to be cis, but what's a cis ideal?
I have no idea.
Like the idea, oh man, we want people to be, men to accept their men and women to accept their women, and because that's the way fucking reality and biology works, and get together and grow up and get married and have babies and have a functioning, completely normal fucking society the way that humans have done for 10,000 years.
Just like a regular society where men can't get pregnant?
Right, exactly. It's also, yeah, if the cis ideals are the ideals that prevailed for the 10,000 years, if not more, because let's be real, civilization's probably been reset a couple of times, in my opinion. Graham Hancock, FTW. But yeah, this is it's Sirius Black is gay all over again. I was deep in the Harry Potter fandom for ages, and I never heard that one. The Sirius Black was gay, really?
What?
Yeah, he was. If Sirius Black was gay, I don't even know, like, who's the only other dudes around him? Peter Pettigrew, because we know Lupin's straight.
Yeah.
Sirius Black is way better than Peter Pettigrew, just saying.
I mean, I read a lot of the fanfic back in the day, but I didn't actually think he was gay.
I don't remember a whole lot of homo fanfic for Harry Potter. I'm sure it exists, but that
fanfiction.net was wild.
Well, that seems a bit insensitive right there, a bit discriminatory. Wow. But anyways, you can see, again, claiming the author's non-binary with no proof to back that up. And then they also say it's not a Yamato situation.
I'll be honest with you. If you are using the word cis unironically, you should be stepping far away from our manga.
Fucking facts. Yeah, there is. Look, be a homo, be a flaming ass homo, whatever. I've known some queers that are in a Dragon Ball. It's cool. Ain't nobody could be using a made up dumbass word like cis in all reality. Because if you can't even conceptualize how the English language works, I certainly don't want you, dealing with the language that you're not familiar with the culture you're not familiar with characters and storytelling philosophy that you're not familiar with. It is, again, that's why we call these people tourists. Anyone that uses the word cis unironically will never be a real anime fan. I don't care if you've seen 500 anime. You will never be a real anime fan because you at no point are trying to understand the medium, understand what makes anime or manga. It is purely being done for political propaganda purposes.
That, and they will not understand the nuances of the Japanese language in any capacity.
Right. Cis user, you have nothing of value to contribute.
Oh, yeah.
Facts.
It surely is. It's very, very similar where people are telling the author, I know better than you. But here's another one saying grifters are about to invade because of this. I don't really think.
Aren't y'all the grifters?
That's me. I'm the grifter. Send me money. Grifter over here invading. I ain't seen Gachiakuta. I am an anime fan though, so I don't know. Tell me if that makes me a grifter or not.
I think grifters, aka the people you don't like, are going to invade because of this. If they don't really like the sort of themes of this series, they're not going to stick around. But we'll see another comment like that saying, grifters, get the F out. These are the people who, by the way, would say gatekeeping is bad. But anyways, they continue on saying, yes, it was a bad, inappropriate joke. Please stop impersonations. It's genuinely disrespectful and not funny. But grifters, please get the F away. Or what? Again, grifters meaning the people you don't like. What are you going to do to keep them out? Are you going to smash on your keyboard and whine?
I will tell you what I'm going to do to keep these people out. Continue to bully them. I don't care how often I get, like temp banned from X or whatnot. Continue to bully them. Why? Because it's funny. And it's funny because leftists are all for population control, right? Leftists are all for population control. Well, look, if I can get a couple of these 42%ers to join that 42%, that is me enacting the population control that you guys want oh so much.
Call them faggots again.
Agreed.
Probably. Here's another one saying, I just know that this tweet was made with the intent to spread bigotry within the Gachiakuta fandom. I just can't prove it yet. Well, do you even have to try? This is Twitter. People just accept this at face value. This person says, but where does this fixation on wanting to know the sexuality of fictional characters come from? Tourists, COVID, and people being terminally online and very mentally unwell.
China, probably.
Well, I'm going to call this one out a little bit because you were an ardent Fushigi Yugi, fangirl that was very into knowing like the sexuality of the characters and whatnot because you wanted to bang them. Am I wrong?
I liked the one. I have a shrine to him above my desk.
Point is, that was, pre-terminally online and stuff like that. So, some anime fans do be take this shit a bit too seriously. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I don't give a fuck whether or not people want to like jerk it over Bulma or Android 18 or anything like that. I don't know. I'm a 3D woman kind of guy. That's the one thing I've never.
Tamahome gave me standards, okay? He was a gentleman through and through. So I stand by my boy.
I'll let you have this.
Need a fictional character to represent their ideals or to have characteristics they can relate to. They have to have that. It's that important to their very broken existence. But here's one more. Someone going off and saying, basically, the author should be shamed now because they have created a space for transphobia.
Base. Good. Create more space for transphobia. Transphobia is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
so
we
make
need
more
of
space
it.
for transphobia.
I did not know that I would say this in my lifetime, but I am officially transphobic. I could care the fuck less.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. Like I'm proudly transphobic. That will never stop.
Instead of just keeping her opinion to herself, and that they're not self-aware. Interesting. So you can't even correct the record anymore if people are going to make claims about you and your character that are not true.
You know what's
That
interesting about
makes you,
transphobia? I just
Besides
thought
how
about it.
based and awesome it is.
Well, no. I mean, like, you don't really have to tell a trans to go kill themselves. You just have to wait it out.
That's what I was saying earlier with the 42 percenters. That's what I'm saying. Like the pro population control. That's what we got. I think we need to pump
making a space for transphobia. Yeah, these people are not self-aware. But anyway, that's the situation. A lot of people talking about this. As always, share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Alrighty. I will link you guys the video in chat just like I always do. Yeah, but final thoughts on this. It's like this is the tourist problem in a nutshell. Whether it be not seeing any sort of anime until the COVID fucking bump where they got into all this normified Netflix bullshit, whether it be these individuals that have the sub versus dub and they think that localization is not intrinsically destroying the medium as is. Like, tourists need to be stopped, and it's amazing if you were to do like a Venn diagram of tourists and pronoun brigade folk, it would almost be a circle. It would almost just be a fucking circle.
Oh yeah. I'm so done with them. They really need to seek help and get out of these echo chambers that are not doing them any services whatsoever, because all they're doing is lying to themselves constantly and then feeling good about it.